welcome to a new video from my living room. Not a place I do my videos often, but I'm doing it here today for a quick video. So this is a little story time type thing. So my life would have been entirely different if I had gone this route, and it's quite interesting, and my mom told me about this whole thing. So long story short, for the beginning, because I got to introduce you to why this was going to happen. Right from when I was born, I had lots of health problems and blah blah blah. Anyways, I needed a lot of medical care. The camera was falling, sorry. I needed a lot of medical care. I had operations even at like 1 year old. I remember my mom was telling me how I was in the hospital on my first birthday and everything like that. So, yeah, I was in the hospital for a long time, constantly getting care, and my grandfather had a lot of experience from his businesses. He had retired at the time, but he had a lot of experience before from his businesses and who he worked for, because he used to own a security company, one of the biggest in North America, called, I think it was Adnax. Some of you viewing might actually have that security system. It was that popular in Canada and the United States. So anyways, he knows a lot of businesses and places in the United States as well as Canada. So he recommended that my mom and I moved to California, and I think we'd go on visas, and I would go there for medical care at this children's hospital in the state of California. And apparently my grandfather was telling me how their care is really good, and he felt that if I went to that hospital in California and got care for like a few years there, got all the operations I needed, I would be all healthy and in shape as quick as possible, and it was the best option, and that's what he believed. And he was willing to pay for it all since he had enough money to from his company that he made so much money on, and his retirement and all that. He had enough money to spend on his grandchild's medical care, so the cost wasn't an issue. So my mom definitely considered it, but in the end she wanted to stay as close as possible to family, so she decided to stay in Canada, and I got my care on the universal healthcare system in Canada. So, and I'm very grateful for that because the care I got has been amazing, and as you can see, I'm healthy and happy now. That healthcare helped so much, but that's not to say the healthcare in California wouldn't. But that whole story of me potentially moving to California when I was like 1 year old, that would have changed everything actually. I wouldn't have met anyone that I did meet in real life here in Canada, because I wouldn't be here. I would be in the U.S. So I wouldn't have met anybody that I have met in my life. I wouldn't live in this house, obviously, where I've lived for almost 10 years. I probably wouldn't have these dogs because they're all from Canada, and there'd be no reason for me to go up to Canada to get a dog when there's lots in the U.S. So, and I probably wouldn't even stay in Canada if I ended up going down that route. If I left Canada to go to the U.S. for care when I was like 1 year old or whatever, I wouldn't remember Canada, and the U.S. would be all that I knew. So I wouldn't really consider going back. So I'd probably just apply for citizenship and end up being a U.S. citizen. And I mean, I probably would never live in Canada. So very big decision there. If I went down the other route, my whole life would be different. So that's very interesting to discuss with you, and it's very interesting because I like California now. I don't know if I'd live there, I don't know about that, but I'd like to travel there, see what it has to offer. I like the Santa Monica Pier, all the beaches, so I'd love to travel for like a few weeks in Los Angeles and see it, but I don't know if I'd go to California to live there. I don't know. I kind of like Canada a lot now, that I've been born here and grown up here. I'm used to it here and I love it here, so I don't know if I'd leave Canada. I love Canada, but I'd love to travel, obviously, to California. But yeah, if I had gone to California for medical care way back when I was like 1 year old, it's very likely that I would still be there, and I'd probably have applied and got citizenship in the U.S. by this time. So that's very interesting to think about. I could have never even been Canadian at this point. Very interesting. So that's my little story time video of how I almost moved to California, but my mom wanted to stay close to family and decided to just stay on Canada's universal healthcare system for my care. So I ended up staying in Canada, and that determined pretty much all my childhood. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Bye.